Hey, so glad to have you join us today with our spiritual practices at home, our devotion time on Tuesday. What I wanted to talk about today is, I guess for lack of better word, it's storytelling. And by that I mean the stories that you are telling yourself about your life each and every day. Maybe that doesn't make any sense to you whatsoever. But we tell ourselves stories. We tell other people's stories. We explain the events that happen to us, that happen around us, and we weave together this narrative. It's how you answer the question, how was your day, honey? And you explain your day. You move from event A to event B to event C, and you explain the transitions. And you may tell the story positively, you may tell the story negatively. And it may have the same events in it. Two people could walk through the same day with the same events, and they may tell the story very differently, depending on how they want to describe the narratives. You know, I lost my keys. I was a little bit late for work. I tried to get coffee, but I couldn't. And then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. And the day ended, and it was just a crummy day. Or, you know, you could tell a positive story. I was running late. I couldn't find my keys, but because of that, then this happened. Because of that, then this happened. And you can weave a potentially positive narrative. I don't know how. I don't know why I started with keys. I have never lost my keys and then a positive thing happened, but I'm sure somebody has. But storytelling matters. I saw this image from Bruce McKinnon. I only saw it a couple of days ago, but it came out on May 1st, and if it was true on May 1st, it feels so much truer today. And if video is not doing it promise, it is a big old boxer with the year bad news 2020 and just hitting as hard and fast on a speed punching bag with the Nova Scotia flag on it. And maybe you feel that way, and I know I can kind of feel that way. Because for a province with less than 1 million people, as we, like so much of the rest of the world, is dealing with a pandemic, we have watched tragedy after tragedy after tragedy after tragedy unfold. And the weight of that is everywhere. You can just feel it. Back in 2016, if you happen to be a John Oliver fan, he signed off the year 2016 with words I can't say in church. It was the way he decided to send off the year, a forget you 2016, as it were. And I'm sure this happened before this, but that was when I really started noticing the trend that as we were getting through a year, as we explained how it was crummy, we kind of swore it off at the end of the year, looked forward to the next year and anticipated it to be better, only to have a string of public relations issues, difficulty with things in the government, celebrities passing away, and some personal difficulties that are pretty normal for any given year, but we began to tell those stories as if it was this snowball effect of each year being a little bit worse than the year before. I mean, think about yourself. What were you like in November, December of 2019? Well, I know there were a handful of people in my circle that were, to borrow their words, so done with 2019. And they couldn't wait to get into 2020. And here we are, not even through May yet. And understandably, a lot of people are done with this year. And if they could just somehow leap to 2021, they would do that. But of course they can't. So what does that have to do with anything? I want to share a passage of scripture. This is found in Psalms. It's kind of a poetic retelling of the creation narrative found in Genesis. But here in Psalms, the psalmist says this: by the word of the Lord the heavens were made. Their starry hosts By the breath of his mouth, he gathers the waters of the seas into jars. He puts the deep into storehouses. Let all of the earth fear the Lord. Let all of the people of the world revere him, for he spoke, and it came to be. He commanded, and it stood firm. By the word of the Lord, the heavens were made. For he spoke, and it came to be. I mean, there are a lot of creation narratives. There are a lot of ways different cultures and different faiths have attempted to explain how the world formed around us, how we came to be here. The biblical narrative is one of storytelling, that God spoke the world into being. He commanded what he wanted to be. He told a story, and light appeared, and land appeared, and you and I appeared. He spoke a world into being. And I know this isn't the intent of the passage. This is not what the psalmist was saying. But you speak your world into being. The words you use, the stories you tell, the meaning you attach to it. When God spoke the world into being, when he created life and land and water and moon and stars and everything, he hung the words on it that it was good. It was good. It was good. It was good. It was very good. It was good. He spoke the world into being, and he applied meaning to it. When you are going through your life today, you're doing the same thing on a much smaller scale. But you are speaking your world into being. You are storytelling your life into being, and you're attaching meaning to it. You're declaring that it's good or that it's bad. And again, don't get me wrong. There have been some real tragedies and some real stressors and some real difficult times that have been going on in our province. There have been. And there are going to be more. Maybe not province-wide, maybe not things that'll make a splash across the news, but I am going to have difficult days ahead for this year. You are going to have difficult days ahead this year. This is not a prophetic word. This is just knowing how life works. Sooner or later, one of us is going to have a bad day. And if we're not careful, we are going to string all of our bad days and all of this bad news. And we're going to declare that this year, that this segment of our life, the season of our life, was absolutely bad. And we might do the same the next year. And we might do the same the next year. And before you know it, a decade has passed, 20 years have gone by, and we have written it all off. We've seen nothing but the tragedy, nothing but the down days. And we've missed the beauty around us. Listen, if you are in mourning, if you are in grief, I am not rushing you. You need to take time to express those feelings in prayer, in solitude, in song, in mourning, and however your rhythm sees fit. I am not rushing you through grief, but I am telling you, don't write off your year, your month, your day. Don't story tell. Don't link a series of bad events and declare life bad, because it's not. It's good. Not always easy, not always the one we aim for, but still good. The Lord spoke the world into being. You are speaking your world into being. Tell the story you want to tell. All right, I think that's it for me. We're going to come back to the same topic on Thursday. So we'll look forward to talking to you then. God bless. Stay safe. We'll see you later.